Keep it clean, guys.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Mount Carmel Area School District, February 2025 school board meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Moment of silence, please. We would like to send our condolences for the significant loss to our school district, North Schuylkill School Districts, Frank Dingley. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Valiant.
Here.
Mr. Beresowski.
Here.
Mr. Brecker.
Here.
Mr. Gonzalo.
Here.
Mr. Hickson. Absent. Mrs. James.
Here.
Mr. Muldowney.
Here.
Mr. Reno is absent. Mr. Zachary.
Here.
Any announcements?
Yes, Mrs. James, and again, everyone, as Mrs. James just mentioned, our heartfelt condolences go out to the Niglio family on behalf of all of our staff here at Mount Carmel area, our administration, teaching staff, and the school board. Frank was obviously a Hall of Fame athlete here at Mount Carmel area, a teacher at North Schuylkill area for over 30 years, but what he's done for our district is tremendous. We always say bleed red and white. That would definitely describe Frank. So again, our heartfelt condolences to the Niglios and Cassandra. Obviously, as our athletic director, we're praying for her and thinking about her as well. So on behalf of our entire district, again, we're thinking about and praying for the Niglio family. So tonight, I'd like to give our community a quick update on our capital projects. Just bear with me as I get through this PowerPoint. It's a little bit longer than usual. So I presented some of this information back a few months ago to everyone. Our senior high building was built back in 1977, our elementary building in 1994. Those remember about 5 years ago, we conducted a feasibility study on our district buildings, which basically gave us an idea of projects that were of the immediate concern, those that were in that 5 to 10 year range, and those projects that we'd be thinking about in the future. Our last building project occurred right around that time with the use of the ESSER funds, where we replaced the large group area HVAC systems in both buildings, and we're going to bring up these HVAC systems more here in a little bit. A district timeline back in March of last year, our district approved a bond in the amount of 2.7 million to go towards capital projects, which I'm going to give everyone an update here in a second. Last May, we approved Site Logic as our project manager, and this month we're going to discuss some additional projects and possible actions that our board is going to vote on this evening here in a few minutes. So just some updates on our capital projects. Here's a picture of our 6th Street sidewalk, which right out our building here, right down towards the softball field. Also our elementary sidewalks. If everyone looks at the pictures on the left and the right, you can see how the actual pad of the sidewalk was sinking down from the curb. Obviously some dangerous situations there. Our sidewalks were completed this past fall. LSI Specialties completed, did an awesome job. As everyone can see there from the pictures, everything looks great. We got a lot of positive feedback from LSI Specialties. Also part of the capital project last summer was seal coating, both at our district and down by the field house. Our Silver Bowl home side bleachers. Here are some pictures. Everyone remembers what the bleachers look like previous to this football season. Obviously, that's the home side, and there's some pictures of the away side. Our home bleachers were completed in summer 2024, and we are slated for our visitor bleachers to be completed in the summer 2025, and I'll get more to that in a second. Also part of our capital project was the high school gym floor, where the floor was completely sanded down with a refinish of the surface. Obviously, there's a picture of the completed project in the summer. Projects yet to be completed then under that project as of this month. This is where we're going to talk a little bit about new business items 16 and 17 on your agenda this evening. So again, I mentioned that the visitor side bleachers are on our docket to be completed this summer. Our auditorium is currently being worked on. We're very excited to show that off. I know Mr. Tresker, our musical and band, is as well. The auditorium curtains, as well as our lighting, audio, and projector, were in much need of of updates, and we're almost at the end line for that, so we're excited to see that finished product. The bathrooms in both buildings and locker rooms are gonna be worked on. We're gonna have some baseball field upgrades as well as the wrestling room, which I'll describe here in a second. So as far as the junior, senior high bathrooms, again, we talked about our building was built in 1977, not many upgrades. Those that I'm looking around went to school at Mount Carmel area. Those bathrooms look pretty much the same when you guys were in school, but the touchless hand dryers, plumbing fixtures, internal plumbing replacement, and flooring is all gonna be replaced in the high school bathrooms. Elementary bathrooms, very similar updates are gonna be the partition replacements, the plumbing fixtures, as well as the flooring. So again, I mentioned a few minutes ago about the junior, senior high auditorium with those LED lighting upgrades, new sound system and curtains. Baseball field's gonna get a new backstop and new galvanized chain link fence. So we're hoping that this is gonna be done in time for our season. That's on the doorstep of spring sports. And our wrestling room already outfitted with LED lights. Our mat replacement, as you can see there, is very much needed. Those mats should be in hand by early March. So we're excited to get the wrestling room done as well. So now let me turn over now. There's other things going on. The projects that were outside the scope of that original capital project. First of all, the elementary HVAC. So our district strategically held off on the elementary HVAC classrooms, which are very much needed. And we're gonna talk more about that in a minute. We wanted to try for grants before we added that to the capital project. Our district applied for the public school facility grant. Unfortunately, we were only awarded a small portion, a $300,000 award with a $75 match. Much like other local school districts, they only got a percentage of what we asked for, and we'll get back to that in a second. Our district also received a PCCD grant award. Mrs. Nestico is sitting right across the room, is a big influence on all our grants, as well as Ms. Alesko sitting next to me, and Mrs. Verano. They work very hard on our grants. So that PCCD grant award, we're gonna get some facility bollards, both at the high school entrance, elementary entrance. When I talked about the 6th Street entrance, there's gonna be bollards going around the softball field, as well as bollards into our gymnasium. And the Silver Bowl Stadium video board, which was completely funded at no cost to the district by advertising. So again, those are some of the projects that were outside the scope of the current project. Okay, now I'm gonna turn it over to McClure, who's going to describe a little bit more about that elementary HVAC project. And again, on our agenda tonight, our board is going to vote on a possible bond issue to pay for those elementary HVAC classroom projects through a GISA project. So I'm gonna turn it over to McClure. Don, if you want to introduce yourself to the group and then just navigate me through the presentation that hopefully everyone at home could see as well.
Thank you, Mr. Cheddar. So again, Don Maragoni with the McClure Company and with Mark Alec as well with the McClure Company. So just real quick, we had a conversation with you last week, so I'm not going to dive into too many details about who McClure is. I'd be more than happy to talk through that. So if you want to go to the next slide, just again, just shows offices around the state, the amount of work we've done specifically around HVAC, Guaranteed Energy Savings Acts, saving money for school districts while improving infrastructure. We go to the next slide. And really kind of the cycle of a building where we help in planning, we help prioritize, help schools prioritize those needs, we help implement them. And we'll be talking about implementing through a Guaranteed Energy Savings Act tonight. And of course, on the end side is maintaining and putting together maintenance strategies. So what we're looking at is Guaranteed Energy Savings Act, which is part of Pennsylvania legislation that allows public entities to make investments in their facilities, reap those energy savings, and be able to put that towards funding the overall project. So you can kind of see the energy, your overall operational costs, you have energy savings, potentially operational savings. That all helps to go towards the overall investment of the project, plus any grants and rebates that are part of that. So specifically, the elementary, working with the district team, what kind of drove some of the design considerations was around making sure that we were able to keep humidity low in the spaces. There's some humidity issues within certain areas. So that was a primary design consideration that we looked at. So we looked at a couple of different options and really tried to provide a solution that balances both performance and first cost. So we're looking at putting in fan coil units, reusing the system that you have now, the hot water system that's in place. It is called a two-pipe system, so it provides hot water and chill water for heating and cooling. And then we're gonna put fresh air units on the roof, dedicated outdoor air systems to provide ventilation to each of the classrooms. To those fan coils into the classrooms. And if you look at the floor plan, the shaded blue or the light colored blue, that's where you have the classrooms, and then the green indicates corridor HVAC, which is part of the grant money that you receive. And so just kind of summarizing everything, the roll up for the classroom HVAC and the quarter is a little bit over 5.9 million. The quarter HVAC, which Mr. Cheddar mentioned, is 289,000 and change. And then there are 20-year savings that are associated with each of those items as well.
So just coincidental, when we talked about that grant award, that public school facility grant, the district's intention is to pay with that $300,000 that we received through that corridor HVAC project, which is right around that number figure, the overflow, which will obviously go towards the classroom HVAC, which is ECM number 1.
And one note on this, there'll be new ceilings that go in the classrooms, new LED lighting as well. So just from a process and project standpoint, next steps, pending tonight's, your decision tonight, we would be able to do that work this summer and complete it by the beginning of school. And then there's some additional collateral for reader review. I think you wanted to kind of can I keep it streamlined? So glad to answer any questions.
All right, everyone. Then sorry, everyone. We'll get back to the regular scheduled agenda. That's all I have at this time, Mrs. James.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
All right, at this time, I'd like to recognize the Student Merit Award winners. First up is elementary. For February was Cecilia Anderson. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Can't believe you got here in the snow. Thank you for coming. Cecilia Anderson is the recipient for this month's Merit Award at Mount Carmel Area Elementary School. Cece? Cece? Cece is incredibly deserving of this award because of her leadership skills and character inside and outside of our classroom. She has an eager willingness and love for learning. Cece can be trusted to take the reins while motivating and engaging others in collaborative opportunities. She thrives with challenges and uses them to motivate herself to work out tough problems and scenarios while consistently finding creative solutions. Cece is a wonderful role model and a natural leader who radiates confidence and optimism. She spreads positivity and joy to all, whether it is donating clothes and snacks to peers in need or generously bringing in special treats for staff. Cece is the most thoughtful and caring student that I know. She has an unwavering kindness, is charitable, heartwarming, and compassionate. She is the first to offer a helping hand and celebrates others' success. I am so grateful and honored to have the opportunity to teach Cece and watch her infectious spirit continue to blossom. Cece helps to make our school a brighter and better place. Congratulations, Cece. Keep up the good work. I'm so proud of you. Cece is involved in many extracurricular activities. While in school, she participates in Odyssey of the Mind, sings for morning announcements, and leads the Pledge of Allegiance. Outside of school, Cece enjoys spreading her time across many different activities. She plays SYGBL basketball, AYSO soccer, volleyball, and takes part in the MCA summer track camp. Cece's love for the arts is seen in her involvement with the A&B Children's Theater and her commitment to piano, voice, and dance lessons. Cece's faith leads her to serving others. She is active in the Cole Township LCBC Church, helping with community aid, outreach projects, and assisting with the younger children in the congregation. Cece is also an avid reader and can be found with her nose in a book during any free moment. Cecilia is the daughter of Ben and Rachel Anderson. She resides in Mount Carmel with her parents and sisters, Grace and Josephine. Her grandparents are Robert and Cheryl Klein. and Scott and Bonnie Anderson. Congratulations from Mrs. Kolmarchek. That is who nominated you for that. Carmel Area Board of Education, I am honored to present you with the Merit Award for February 2025. Congratulations. Thank you. Did you want to say anything? You don't have to, but you can. Okay. Congratulations. Okay, and for the high school, we have Andrew Lukoski.
Hey, Andrew. The Mount Carmel Area Board of Education Merit Award winner for the month of February is senior Andrew Lukoski. He was nominated for the Merit Award by Mr. Kuddick, who said, "Whenever I return graded tests to students, I often wonder if they recognize any mistakes they made. Any test where he had an answer wrong, Andrew Lukoski repeatedly sought me out to see what mistakes he had made. And when he did see his error, I could see the understanding sink in. He has a positive rapport with his peers and is willing to help anyone who struggles. He is fun-spirited yet very kind-hearted individual who always strives not only to do his best, but to learn from his mistakes. Andrew is the son of Chris and Nicole Lukoski of Mount Carmel. He is a member of the varsity football and track and field teams. Andrew was successful on the track and was a member of the school record-setting boys 4x100 team that placed third in the state championships in 2024 and won the District 4 championships in both 4x100 and 4x400 relay teams. In school, Andrew is also a member of the Future Teachers of America, Math Club, and the National Honor Society. Andrew, on behalf of the Mount Carmel Area Board of Education, congratulations. Feel free to say something if you like.
I would like to thank Mr. Kuddick and everyone here. Thank you.
Congratulations. You're more than welcome to stay. I know it's bad weather. Feel free to head on home and safe travels.
We'll leave you in peace. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey, but what else do you have to do tonight? You can stick around.
Okay, moving on. A motion is needed to approve the minutes of January 16th, 2025 regular board meeting.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Zach,
Second.
second, Mr. Becker. All in favor?
Aye.
PTA representative report.
So we were able to distribute the student gifts this year in January, which were tornado socks. I had brought some of those at the last meeting, but they were very well received by all of the elementary students and junior high students. Excuse me, not yesterday, Tuesday, Monday, good grief. In a week. We had hosted a book bingo with the Title I group, and we had over 50 students and parents who attended. It was a very well received event, and we are hopefully running a book bingo at the readathon coming.
Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to recognize any guests desiring to speak to the listed agenda items.
There's no online comments.
No? Online, moving forward. Administrative reports, Mr. Cheddar,
Nothing additional, Mrs. James.
principal reports, high school.
I'm gonna do the high school and junior high tonight.
Okay.
Third marking period progress reports will be posted on February 28th. The second marking period GBR day was held on Friday, February 14th. Students in good standing were able to participate in pickleball and gym events with Mr. Roberts and a trivia contest hosted by Mr. Tanning. Mrs. Demansky's math students recently participated in the math counts competition at Penn State Schuylkill campus, with 8th grader Gavin Lebeski qualifying for the state competition to be held in March. MCA teams are preparing for the Odyssey of the Mind competition to be held in March. And we would just like to thank Frank Brosh and our maintenance crew for all their hard work this winter. And myself and Mr. Demansky would also like to personally send out our condolences to the Niglio family.
Thank you. Elementary,
Hi, good evening. Elementary progress reports will be sent home and posted on the student information system on February 28th. A reminder that pre-K and kindergarten registration for the 25-26 school year is currently underway. Families are asked to please pick up a packet in the elementary principal's office, and the secretaries will schedule an appointment to return the packet. Plans are currently underway for Read Across America activities this year. There's a Dr. Seuss themed dress down week planned for the week of March 2nd through March 6th. We're always grateful for the parents and community members who come in to read to our students throughout the week. So if any board members or members of the community would like to be a guest reader, please reach out to our office and we can coordinate that. And we will, during that week, we'll have the Read Across America Family Night in the elementary cafeteria on Wednesday, March 5th. So special thanks to all our staff members, especially Mrs. Katie Francis and Mrs. Dottie Smith, who plan and coordinate these activities. Thank you, Elizabeth and PTA, because yes, both bingo the other night was awesome. And finally, thank you again to the Triumph organization and the staff at SCI Full Township. They just made a very large donation of winter coats for our elementary students that are brand new, and we are currently in the process of distributing them. That's all I have, thanks.
thank you very much. Special Education Director report.
Hi, good evening. Just a couple of things. This past month, we had our early intervention transition to kindergarten meetings for those students that are coming in this year into kindergarten. And also coming up in the next month or so, the special education plan is going to be due this year. So important dates coming up is that we plan to have it ready for board review March 10th, and then present it publicly for the next board meeting, which is March 17th, which then it could be reviewed by the public for 30 days. And then hopefully present it to the board for approval April 17th, which would then be the next board meeting. So it can be submitted to the state for approval prior to the due date of May 1st.
Thank you very much. Maintenance report.
Good evening. This winter has been quite busy for us during the week and on the weekends. I'd like to thank the cleanup crew for keeping the grounds clean and safe during every snowfall. Our HVAC filter order will be placed this month, as well as our weed control contract renewed. This ensures the PMs get completed on our classroom and rooftop HVAC units, as well as the grounds and ball fields be clear of weeds. The elementary kitchen exterior doors have been replaced since the original set rotted out. I'd like to wish everyone best of luck in the off season. Once the seasons have been completed, we'll be busy getting everything ready for our spring sports. That's all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything from the athletic director's report?
Just an update, Mr. Gonzalez just texted me and our girls pulled out a 48-42 win at Troy. So awesome job, girls, and good luck to our wrestlers are wrestling this weekend in Williamsport for districts. Our boys basketball team will be home tomorrow against Montoursville, and good luck to our swimmers who advanced to districts as well. And that's all we have.
Okay. Thank you very much. Motion is needed to approve athletic items 1 through 6 is listed.
Motion Muldowney.
Mr.
Second
Muldowney.
Gonzalo.
Second, Mr. Gonzalo. Roll call, please.
Mr. Valiant,
Yes.
Mr. Beresowski,
Yes.
Mr. Brecker,
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalo,
Yes.
Mr. Hickson is absent. Mrs. James,
Yes.
Mr. Muldowney,
Yes.
Mr. Reno is absent. Mr. Zach.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Financial items. Motion is needed to approve financial items 1 through 4.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Beresowski, second, Mr. Zach. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Valiant,
Yes.
Mr. Beresowski,
Yes.
Mr. Brecker,
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalo,
Yes.
Mr. Hickson is absent. Mrs. James,
Yes.
Mr. Muldowney,
Yes.
Mr. Reno is absent. Mr. Zach.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Committee reports, anything from the Mount Carmel Area Education Foundation?
Mrs. James, we rescheduled the Education Foundation meeting. It was originally scheduled for this evening, but we pushed that back due to weather, so we're gonna meet after the March.
New business. Motion is needed to approve new business items 1 through 21 is listed.
Motion, Elliot.
Mr. Valiant's motion,
Second.
second, Mr. Brecker. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Valiant,
Yes.
Mr. Beresowski,
Yes.
Mr. Brecker,
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalo,
Yes.
Mr. Hickson is absent, Mrs. James,
Yes.
Mr. Muldowney,
Yes.
Mr. Reno is absent, Mr. Zach.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Personnel items. A motion is needed to approve personnel items 1 through 14 is listed.
Motion.
Mr. Zach made a motion,
Second.
second by Mr. Valiant. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Valiant,
Yes.
Mr. Beresowski,
Yes.
Mr. Brecker,
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalo,
Yes.
Mr. Hickson is absent, Mrs. James,
Yes.
Mr. Muldowney,
Yes.
Mr. Reno is absent, Mr. Zach.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Are there any public comments or questions at this time?
There are none online.
Motion is needed to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion Muldowney.
Sir, made a motion. I need a second.
Second Muldowney.
Second, Mr. Muldowney.
Everybody's.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned at 7:27 PM.
Thank
The
you,
next
Don.
regular board meeting is March 20th, 25. Please have a safe trip home.